Hey y'all, Josh here right here. So I came back. We're done reading Barbara Kingsolver, Fly Behavior. So, um, it's been a month or so, a little over than that, as far as I remember. The first right on the first video that I posted that I'm gonna finish this book. Trying to read one book a month. You know, um, so yeah, this book is about um, you know um, I think it's about climate change and environmental crisis. Dealing It has to do with that, um, the crisis, and it also you know revolves around the people's lives in I think, as far as remember, it was South Carolina or somewhere in southern states. Um, so like I said, I'm not much of a book reader, quote unquote book reader, but I like to, in my life, I would like to read a book, trying trying to develop a habit to read a book every day, little by little, and one book a month, a book a month. Trying to read a book. So trying to develop that kind of habit in my life. And I'm not really much an educated person. I'm not a literature. I'm not. I didn't have a major in literature. None of this stuff. I didn't go to college. Nothing. I didn't have good grades in school. I didn't like no education, formal education, public education, all that stuff. So I'm not into any of those stuff. But I'm 28 years old, and I feel like now I have to develop some sort of a habit, a good habit, that is to read a book. And so, well, I'm not, like I say, I'm not a good reader. This book, yeah, it was my first book. No, I read a little book here and there, but it's like to complete the whole novel was this my first time. So, and no, I didn't have a great time. It bored the hell out of me, and I almost halfway, almost like 80%. Actually, most of the time, I don't really know what the story's about. Well, I mean, the details. I know the theme. I know what's the most important thing is that, like, environmental crisis happening in this book. I mean, in this world. But talking about this book. So this book is about, there are butterflies, beautiful butterflies that used to live in Mexico. Okay, but they're supposed to stay in Mexico most of the time. Um, but they came all the way to South Carolina. As far as I remember, it was South Carolina. Because of the global warming. Um, and it affects people around the local area, local people, and you know something like that. So I understood. I say this just to just to give a little bit of my rate on this book is for me to understand the level that I can understand. I mean, the scale 1 to 10 that I can understand about the story is, I'll say, 3 to 4. I could not understand this book, the story of this book. I did understand the theme of this book, but I couldn't. I didn't really understand what is really going on. The details of the little bit of the characters and backgrounds. But I read it. I just read it. It was boring. It was boring. But I learned some lessons. How much put some patience in it and just read bit by bit. And it took me a long time to read the whole book. Um, and and did I like this book? Um, I understand the the importance of environmental safety and global warming happening. I understand this, but I'm not much into that kind of subject as a person. Um, but I do, really understand why environmentalists is like really concerned about this global warming. But I that's not much of a my um, you know, go to subject to understand. Um, and but yeah, this is like the book. People, I want to recommend this book for the people who's into this um, global warming, but at the same time, in that affects the lives of the people in that area. And um yeah, uh I you know what I the reason why I like this book, it is like a little bumpy, all these old, like vintage kind of have these pages. So I like the design of it, you know. But why not? I just gave it a try, and it wasn't really, intriguing as I thought. But I finished it. I finished it. It was a good book. It was a good book. It has to do with some psychology about. It has much of to do with this characters, the main character Della Robbia. Am I pronouncing it right? I don't know. Della Robbia. I think that's her main character, and it contains a lot of her character's thoughts and mood and philosophy, attitude, behavior. But flight behavior means the butterflies' behavior. So their behavior changed because of the global warming. So I recommend this book people you know who's into global scale, global environmental you know crisis, things like that. So next book I'm gonna read is gonna be short book, um, short story. I got this book from Amazon. It sounds really, it this sounds really interesting. I don't know, but it's a short story. Jan, and the Pike. Um, so I'm gonna read it, and then I'm gonna post up some reviews and my thoughts, my reviews about this book, and well, I can finish this book within a week, Um, but here you go. Next challenge is to finish this book. Maybe in a month. I mean, maximum in a month. But definitely, um, reading a book can help you can help you grow as some sort of a gives you more maturity in a way. It gives you more of a intellectual. I want to say intelligence. I say intellectual, like give you maturity. I like the way that is, because there are stories that I never heard of such a thing, so, and I could now learn, and I don't have to be all ignorant about other people's story. And anyways, y'all, have a good night. But this is the book Jan and the Pike. I'm gonna read it through, and I'm gonna come up with some good review. See what's up, guys. Have a good day. Have a good night. Bye.